Can you see, we just, disability, right? So can you see here that this is only on procrastination? It's not talking about academic procrastination yet. So do you see my teaching point here? Do you understand? From general to specific. Right. What procrastination is. Right. Notice that you can rephrase in your words based on your understanding of the researcher's definition. Right. Then it becomes more specific. The first definition is quite short. Then the second generation is even deeper, isn't it right? Even more. Can you follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, see, it gets now more focus. What is the focus on now? Is on academic procrastination. Okay? So, it's the most common type. You see, to say, we want most common type of procrastination. Why? It's where? Why is it the most common? Particularly among university and college students. You see? So now, it's getting more focused. From procrastination, we go to one type of procrastination. Like from food, we go into rice. Then from rice, later we go into nasi lemak or mee goreng. All right, so this is getting more narrow now. Okay, so it's the most common. So something very general. So you see, when we say most common, we need to support by giving evidence. What is the evidence? 80%, right? Right, and then 70%, right?
What is it?
Isn't this evidence?
Yes.
See, the prevalence, that means the occurrence of procrastination among college students is estimated at 80%. Very high, right? Does it show that it's very common?
Yes,
Huh?
very common.
Yes, yes, madam.
Right. That means out of every 10 students, 8 students will procrastinate. Do you procrastinate?
Sometimes,
Yes.
madam.
Yes.
Yes, right. Let's say if you have to do 10 pieces of assignment, right? Right. What would you consider your rate of procrastination? 50% or more?
More.
Yeah, even more. You see, why do you want to procrastinate? You see, so among you already very high incidence. You see, so you are not alone, Daniel.
Oh, okay.
You're not alone. You see, 80% of the students procrastinate. See, so the first sentence it says very common. So the second sentence is supported by research findings. Research shows that 80%. This by one study. Another study say 10% to 70%. So that means that even 10% to 70%, it happens, right?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
So you see, look at the surname there, Schubert and Stewart, Steele and Ferrari. These are from the studies done by these people. Did we copy directly? Did the student here copy directly?
Yes.
No, right? The student who wrote this took only the statistics and put it in here. So no need to put in quotation marks. No need to put like inverted commas. Is it clear?
Clear.
Clear.
Very good. Okay, so now, see another study. You look at all this. These are all the research studies, right? From the literature review metrics, you see. According to Ellis and Nows, right, about 70% of college students procrastinate. You see, why are these statistics important? You see, class, the statistics highlight the seriousness of the problem, severity of the problem. You see, big problem in universities, right? Procrastination affects many students in higher education. Therefore, this is a problem that needs to be researched. If it is a problem, you need to do something about it, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
far, the first tens of our coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So what about the first part of this paragraph? What is it about? What does it show us? What does it show us?
General thing about the procrastination, academic procrastination.
Yes, something general, but it shows that it's serious, right?
Yes.
How do we know that it's serious?
The statistics.
Yes, and where do the statistics come from?
Students.
Researchers finding.
Survey.
Yeah, from surveys. From what are surveys? Surveys are research. Surveys are research, right? Come from research. And these are research findings. All right, keputusan, right? Of the research, okay. Or dapatan. Okay, now according to, look at it. Now, academic procrastination is a form of procrastination. It is now more definition, right? It's serious. Now, what is it? It's a form of procrastination in an academic setting where students receive an education, right? Right, you see? According to Ackerman, right, and Gross, it involves understanding that one needs to perform an academic task or an academic activity. What are these activities? Number 1, completing an assignment, studying for a test, completing a school-related project, performing a weekly reading task, but failing to motivate oneself to do so within the expected time frame for one reason or another. Isn't this a specific definition that to help the reader understand what academic procrastination is?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. And so now, some of the causes of procrastination are often associated with poor. How? Why do students procrastinate? Poor time management. They want to be perfect. Perfectionism. Fear and anxiety related to failure and many more. Isn't it clear?
Clear.
Yeah. So notice that there's a definition here. First of all, it says that it's very common. Then it gives you a definition. Then it says give you reasons. All right. And say phenomenon of giving possible reasons. All right. Okay. Not even informed by research. Okay. Now let's look at this clean copy. Okay. Now, can somebody read this clean copy here? This clean one, yeah, from here. Someone read, please. So then you follow, look at the organization of the ideas again. Can someone read? Anyone? Please?
Okay, Mia.
Okay.
Academic procrastination is the most common academic procrastination is the most common one among the types of procrastination, particularly amongst university and college students. The prevalence occurrence of the procrastination among college students is estimated at 80%. And one of the most common problems among post-secondary students is also identified with estimates ranging from 10% to 70%.
From these researchers, okay? Now,
according to 5 Ellis and Canals, about 70% of college students procrastinate. Academic procrastination is a form of procrastination in an academic setting where students receive an education. According to it involves understanding that one needs to perform an academic task or an academic activity, such as completing an assignment, studying for a test, completing a school-related project, or performing a weekly reading task. But failing but failing to motivate oneself to do so within the expected time frame for one reason or another. Some of the causes or sources of procrastination are often associated with poor time management. How to pronounce that?
Perfection. Where is this now? Where you? Okay.
The
Perfectionism.
Perfectionism, fear and anxiety related to failure, and many more.
Yeah, you see? So you see, there are many names here, right? So you see, look at the why I have put the numbers to show how many, you see, how many articles are used only in an introduction alone, you see? So many, right? I'm numbering it to show students that it's important for you to use enough articles to give support. Isn't that right, class? Okay, now, let's, where did we stop? We stopped at looking at the causes. Isn't it true, class? You see, some of the causes of why do students procrastinate? They want to be perfect. Perfectionism. Fear of anxiety related to failure. They are afraid to fail. They don't want to do yet. And many more, you see? So now look at this paragraph. However, but, tetap near, right, that students now spend substantial time on electronic gadgets, right? As learning and teaching and learning have now been conducted online due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Isn't it true? Right. Online, right, turning on, we can say, while effective in many situations, right? Many settings. Right. Tends to be flexible. Right. Tends to be flexible. As students, why is it flexible? Students can access recorded learning materials through various platforms. Isn't that right? They can access it later. Like when I give you the content on class, when I give you the content on WhatsApp, can you read it later?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
But
madam.
what happens? So it's very flexible, right? But what happens?
You sleep.
Yeah, you don't want to read. So you see this point here?
Yeah, then he'll sleep.
Yeah. So you see, you don't do it. You say later, nanti. Masih di situ. It's there. I've downloaded it. I'll do later. Do you understand, class?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Yes,
So
madam.
that is the problem with online learning. Okay. So you see. So now let's see. Online learning, while effective in many settings, tends to be flexible as students can access recorded or learning materials through various platforms, right? In their own time, right? Whenever possible, right? Whenever convenient. Isn't it true?
True.
Whenever convenient, that means when they are not so busy and so on. Okay. However, the flexibility gives problems. Isn't it true?
True.
So due to the flexibility, right, there are many opportunities for students to delay doing their work and get distracted by the electronic gadgets and other activities. Isn't it true?
Yes.
So like sleeping, right? The tendency to procrastinate is intensified made worse, teruk, diterukkan, right? Made worse by the online learning environment. See, this is not good. Why not good here? What happens? What do you need to do here, class? You have to include, for example, A, B, C, D, E, F, G in here. You follow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
This is missing. Right. So you see, when every time you say something, you must always support. Right. And its prevalence, that means widespread and academic performance. Again, you see, where is the support finding? Where? Right. Now, H. You follow?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, madam, we follow.
Very good. Okay. You see? Now, this delay may be deliberate, sengaja, or accidental, or natural. Right. But it has a major effect on the learning and achievement of university students. And now this is good. Isn't that right? Somebody said that, you see. Hassan did some research and said that, very bad. To delay, right? Okay, now. The impacts of procrastination among degree students in online learning are what? These are the effects. The impacts: low academic performance, poor quality of work, low quality of work, lack of knowledge and discipline, time pressure. Right, okay, so now, stress. You don't say time pressure, stress. Drop out and lengthen course of study. Okay, where are these people? Surnames? Okay. X, Y, Z. Then here, 2020. Do you see that now, class?
Yes.
Many times, procrastination does not have serious consequences, but in online learning, it always does. Who says that? This researcher called Burns. Baka. Okay? 2019. Do you see that now?
Burn said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, so now I've copied this one and put in the, because I added this, right? Copy, and I'm going to put this here. Okay, here. Okay, now. Okay, online learning. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, so this one tends to be flexible. Okay, ready here. Okay, now, you see, just now we said there are courses, right? So now we are linking it, we are moving to the online environment, isn't that right?
Yes.
So so procrastination, you see, isn't it getting more and more specific? Learning? Yep. Yeah, now this is online environment of learning, right? Okay, so can somebody read this, please?
Shafi'i.
Anyone?
Yes. Where, madam?
However.
Okay. However, it has been observed that students now spend substantial
Substantial.
substantial time on electronic gadget. As teaching and learning have now been conducted online due to COVID-19 pandemic, online learning
While effective.
online learning, while effective in many settings, tends to flexible as students can access record learning material through various platforms whenever convenient due to the flexibility. There are many opportunities for students to delay doing their work and get distracted by their electronic gadget. The tendency to procrastinate is intensified, made worse by the online learning environment support using research findings. And its prevalence, happening, occurrence, or
Occurrence. The word is occurrence.
Or procrastination is harmful to student learning and academic performance support using research finding. This delay may be deliberate, accidental, and natural. Or natural, but it has a major effect on the learning and achievement of university students. Hussein and Sultan, 2010. Support by the work of research. The impact of procrastination among degree students is online learning are low academic performance.
And low quality.
And quality of work. Lack of knowledge and discipline, time pressure, dropout, and
Stress.
Stress. Yes, dropout and lengthened course of study.
Yeah, you see?
Yes.
So now you need to include the surnames of researchers here, right? Yeah, you see? This is not good enough, right? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, see? All right, then continue.
I continue include ni.
No, many times.
Many times, all right. Many times, procrastination does not have serious consequences.
Yes.
But in online learning, it almost always does.
Yes.
Burn, 2019.
Yeah. So, class, what have you learned so far? Do you see this pattern? This general to specific pattern. Right? Okay, first of all, we talk about number one, we move from academic procrastination, right? Procrastination. Then where did we go to? We move on to number two, academic procrastination. Right? Then we go on to number three. What is it? Online procrastination, academic procrastination, right, in ODL. Do you see that, class?
Yes.
Do you see that it gets more and more specific?
Yeah. It get more detailed.
Yeah, more specific, more detailed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also notice that it is also very important to use research, right? Research findings. Have you noticed that, class?
Yes, noticed.
Yes.
Now, the next thing you look at will be problems. Next, right? We have got number three, right? Number fourth point will be problems, right? Cause more problems by academic procrastination. Isn't that right, class? Okay, now let's look at the next paragraph. And then look at here. Look at this one. Can some you see numerous past studies focus? You see past. That's why focus on the past tense. Right. The studies were done in the past. Focus on online academic procrastination among students. Procrastination is linked to poorer grades in a certain subject. Okay. Who's right? Missing citation. Which study, you see? Need to say, okay, A, B, C, D, okay? Year 2018, like that. Like that.
Yeah, madam.
Yeah. Studies have shown that due to a lack of self-regulation, procrastinators delay or engage less in learning tasks. They don't give attention. Who said that? Who said that? DeWitt and Lenz.
DeWitt and Lenz.
And then Steele. Is that true?
Yes.
See? This is from the work of DeWitt and Lenz and the work of Steele. Right. And procrastination leads to poor success. Who said that? Who found that? Akinsola and Taylor. Yes. Right. A study also found that procrastinators had a comparatively limited time to complete assignments or plan for tests. Therefore, the rush to complete the task or packed the study content. Who said that?
Tuckman.
So you see how you can include the citation in this way?
Yeah.
Like that. You see, you look at the style of citation there. Delays in the review of weekly learning materials, involvement in activities, and completion, right? Let's say involvement in other, right? Non-academic activities, right? Common e-learning delays. What else? And the impact of e-learning procrastination is perceived to be worse, to be bad, teruk sekali, more detrimental to achievement than procrastination in conventional classrooms. Do you see that, class? Now, you look at this is the conclusion, kesimpulan, drawn from research findings on academic procrastination, right? Especially in e-learning. Isn't e-learning ODL?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So now, look at the, right. So, look at what is done here, right? So now, let's look at the clean copy and read again. Okay, now, can someone read here?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah. Me.
Okay, read.
Okay.
Numerous
past studies focus on online academic procrastination among students. Procrastination is linked to
poorer grades.
Poorer grade in a certain subject.
I think go straight into studies.
Okay. Studies have shown that due to lack of self-regulation, procrastinator delay of engage less in learning tasks. DeWitt and Lenz 2000, 13 Steele 2007, and procrastination leads to poor success. Akinsola and Taylor 2007. The study also found that procrastinators had a comparatively limited time to complete assignment or plan for tests. Therefore, they rush to complete their task or pack the study content. Tuckman 2005. delays in the review of weekly learning material, involvement in activities and completion of assignment are common e-learning delays. And the impact of e-learning procrastination is perceived to be more detrimental back to achievement than procrastination in conventional classroom.
Yeah, you see? So what is telling us here that procrastination is worse in e-learning and in ODL. Right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So involvement in activities and are common e-learning delays. Right. The impact of e-learning procrastination is perceived to be more detrimental to achievement than procrastination in conventional classroom. Conventional classroom is like last time before pandemic. Do you see that now? You see that now, you see problems caused by academic procrastination, right? Especially in ODL. Isn't it class now? Now, how do we end the introduction? There is. Okay, oh, now we go there first. We go to that. Okay, we go to the beginning there. Okay, we go there. You see? Look at here. Look at the last paragraph of the introduction. This is the last paragraph. Now it gets very specific. Right. Specifically, it talks about this group of researchers, you know, the students who wrote this introduction. Study here. Remember, this is the introduction. So they are pointing to their own study, right? Remember the funnel analogy or the inverted pyramid, upside down pyramid, right? So there is a lack of studies, right, showing whether procrastination exists among undergraduates in Malaysia, as well as the reasons behind it. Hence, therefore, this study will investigate whether it exists and the factors that lead Malaysian students to procrastinate in the first place, particularly in online environments, in ODL. The present study will examine procrastination. This is your objective, isn't right? Remember? Your objective and your research questions. The present study will examine procrastination among students of UiTM, Shah Alam, as well as reasons for procrastination. This study will also examine the effects it has on the students' performance and how well the students are coping in an ODL environment. Okay, now look at the clean copy here again. Now, can someone read? Anyone?
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
There is a lack of studies showing whether procrastination exists among undergraduates in Malaysia as well as the reasons behind it. Hence, this study will investigate whether it exists and the factors that lead Malaysian students to procrastinate in the first place, particularly in online environments. The present study will examine procrastination among...
Say present and examine. Can you say again? Present study will examine.
The present study will examine.
Yeah.
Procrastination among students of UiTM Shah Alam, as well as the reasons for procrastination. The study will also examine the effects it has on the students' performance and how well the students are coping in an ODL environment.
Yes. So do you see? Okay, so we have finished the introduction. What have you learned, class? Anybody? Now tell me. What have you learned?
Start off generally and then towards the end, become more specific.
Yes. Very good. You see, so this is how you write. So when you're writing together with your friends, make sure that everybody follows this pattern. Is it clear?
Clear.
Very good. Excellent. Right. So what do you have to do this week, class? You have to start writing the introduction, right?
Introduction.
Yes. Right? You have to start developing the introduction of your own work. Of course, I'll be, I have nearly finished group one's, giving feedback to group one's work. Okay. When I say that, I give you a message, I say, I have done group one's, given group one feedback, then you look at it, look at my comments and make it better. As far as the English is concerned, I normally help you with the English by helping you to tidy up, right? But there are some things that I want you to do. I'll mark in blue. I said, where are the findings? Make sure you list the findings of the study. And I will say, don't include other studies. Just concentrate on the study you are reviewing. Do you understand, class?
Yes.
Look at the right, because you are learning to write the report, you're learning to write an academic report. So this is for you to learn. Is that clear now?
Yes, clear.
Anyone else? Do you have any questions? Any questions? Hello? Good?
So far, no medium.
No, that means you know what to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now, let's look at, now we are good, right? Okay. So, shall we now look at the next part, right? Let's carry on with the problem statement. You know what a problem statement is? You describe the problem in great detail. You see? Right. So you look at so many comments, right? So what I'll do is that I will, you see, you have done this already. You have done your objectives. You have also done the research questions, right? But you haven't done the significance, right? And you haven't done the limitations, but you have done previous studies. So you are going to, so what we need to do is that by the time, but before, semester break is end of next week, right? That means that we will have to come to here. Methodology. We have to finish until methodology. Do you follow now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe what we can do is, since the methodology, right? You look at this, there's a difference. This is the methodology in the actual report. It's written in the past tense. Why written in the past tense? Because in the final report in week 14, you will have finished your studies, right, class?
Yes.
So that's why you write in the past tense. However, for the proposal, you see the proposal. You see? Look at this. Okay, methodology. I will write down here. So we learn the methodology first. You know why, class? Because methodology is very short. We can finish it today. Methodology. Okay? This is for the proposal. Right? Okay? Pay attention to the tense. Look at the tenses, English tenses, right? Used. Okay, so this is the proposal. That means this is what you will be doing, right? So look at this. A quantitative method will be used. Why will be, class? Why will be, class? Have you done your survey?
No.
Oh.
Not yet, you see? So that's why you use will be. So data collection will start. When are you going to start your data collection? 1st December. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Not yet, you see? So that's why you say 2021. You see? So these are the students from the actual science, right? So the research team, who is the research team? You and your friends, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How are you going to do this research? We'll contact all what is your course called?
Planning.
Town planning. Right? Like that. So you see?
Yes.
Like that. So do you understand this second sentence now?
Yes,
Yes.
madam.
Okay now. How many students are there? How many students are there in part 4? Are you in part 4 class?
Part 3, madam.
Part 3,
Part
madam.
three.
We part 3.
How many students are there in part 3?
41.
41
Huh?
student.
41.
Only 41.
Yeah,
Yes.
41 students.
Wow. So you see, okay. I think then you contact all architecture students, right?
Yes.
Okay, madam.
Right. In part 3. How many are there all?
Not sure, madam.
We don't
Let's
know.
see. Maybe
100. No, many. I don't know.
Around
Many.
100 maybe.
100%.
all, you're right. All of them. How many are there in your faculty?
We don't know.
500.
Yeah. You see the whole, right. Okay, now. You see? No need to say how many at this stage. Okay. So these students, okay, belong to a WhatsApp group for the cohort. Is that right?
True.
Do you all belong to WhatsApp group?
Yes.
Yes,
You
madam.
see? Yeah, now. Okay, for your faculty, right? So the questionnaire will be posted. Not yet, right? Right. On the WhatsApp group with clear instructions on how to answer the survey. Right, with clear instructions. Right, you don't need to be so long. With clear instructions. Right, the students is right. The respondents will be given what? From what? From 1st December. Give them 1 week to 7th December. Right? Right. To answer the question on Google Forms. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
You see that now? Like that. Okay, so okay. So now, see now we say no need to have this too long. So say to encourage as many students as possible to participate in the survey, reminders will be given on WhatsApp. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Like
Yes,
that.
madam.
Reminders be given on WhatsApp. You don't need this one. Okay, like that. Right. 2 reminders, for example, right? Reminders to be given on WhatsApp. Okay. By, let's say, what will be analyzed by, finish ready by 10th December 2021. The responses will be analyzed using Google Forms Analytics. Isn't that right, class?
Yes.
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 Now you see the next thing, the questionnaire. You see, the questionnaire given to the respondents, right? Right. Comprises, that means has 4 sections, see? Has 4 sections to achieve the objectives of the study. Section A seeks demographic information about each respondent, that means how old, gender, male or female, which part, what course, and so on, right? Yeah. There are 5 questions in section B to answer the first research question, right, on the existence. This is the first research question, right? Then section B comprises 5 closed-ended questions and 2 open-ended questions on procrastination habits in ODL. Section C contains 18 closed-ended questions to answer the second question, research questions on effects of procrastination. Right. Effects of procrastination on ODL. Do you follow now? Lastly, section D uses 12 Likert scale type of questions to answer the final research question of this study on the management of procrastination. So do you see, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, madam.
This is like a template for you to write the methodology. So this section is not difficult to write. Isn't it true now, class?
True.
This, the
Yes.
second, notice that the second paragraph, right? Now, you see? Now, this is about the questionnaire. Now, future action, right? The data will be analyzed, right? See? Okay, already here we said already, just now we said the responses will be analyzed. Okay, so now, I think we move this. Okay, we will just leave this one here first to see. The data, right, will be analyzed. Don't need this part. Cakap banyak here. So we just say, the data will be analyzed carefully by using statistics on Excel and Google Forms analytics tools. So the Google Forms automatically generates, right, the charts, produces the chart for the research team when the responses are received. Right. So do you follow now? No need to have this part. Do you see that now?
Yes.
This is the format, the template, and so we need, you see, we need to do the questionnaire. We need to do the questionnaire. Do you follow now? So you just follow like that, the phrases here, the arrangement of the ideas, then the methodology is done. Do you understand, class?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Very good. So we cover the methodology. Now let's look at the statement of the problem, class. Okay, look at the statement of the problem. Okay, what is the statement of the problem, class? What is the statement of the problem? You describe the problem fully. You know that there is a problem. What is the problem? In this case, you do not know whether there is procrastination among UITM students when they're doing ODL, right? We know that it happens. So we are going to let the students tell us what problems, why are they, but you observe that procrastination happens in conventional classrooms, right? And you know from yourself, from your own experiences that you procrastinate. Isn't it true, class? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So you know it happens. So you want to find out the problem is that ODL is a very different platform, very different learning style. Right? So remember just now we said that there is a lot of flexibility in ODL. Therefore, students can procrastinate, right? Now, we describe the problem fully using research again. Not our own research, other people's research. You see the literature review matrix, class?
Yes.
We use
Yes, madam.
information. We use the information collected by other people. No need by ourselves, by other people. Okay? Now, let's look at this. Okay. The research problem is described in a lot of detail. Normally, a statement is one sentence, right? But in this section, you write paragraphs, not just one sentence. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear, madam.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see now, remember that universities prepare students for the workplace. We think about procrastination, right? The report writers are making the connection between universities and the workplace. What kind of employees or candidates are employers looking for? You see? They are talking about, you see, universities. Why are you in university? You are not a forever student, right? You're going to be in university for a very short time. Shorter than the school, primary school, 6 years. Right? Secondary school, how many years? 5 years.
6.
University, 3-4 years.
3-4 years.
You see? So that means it's a very short time. But after the university, where do you go?
Work.
You go to work. So when you go to work, is it important for employers to hire people who do not procrastinate?
No.
Huh, class? If you are looking for someone, wouldn't you want somebody who works hard?
Yes.
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 Who do the work quickly, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, so you see, because you are hired to work. So the students emphasize this idea that procrastination is not good.
Yes, very not good.
Not good. So can you imagine if you submit your assignments and I do not mark and I take a long time to mark to mark and give you feedback? Not good, right?
No.
Yeah. So, but the fact is that I have so many classes. You know that I have 3 AP classes. I have AP 246. I have AP 221. I have AP 224. So you will need to be a bit patient. I'm working hard to try to finish. As I said, with you, I've already nearly finished the first group. I go group by group. Do you understand now? I will give you the feedback hopefully by tonight. Hopefully.
All right, madam.
Okay, so then you will see. Then you will start building on the same document. Do you follow? Right.
Hello, madam.
Yeah, very
All
good.
right.
So now you see, and now let's look at this. Over the last few years, employers demand, they want, employees demand that employees possess good attributes. Attribute means sifat, right? Yeah. So again, you see, who are these? Where do you get this information? Do you know about Job Street?
Yes.
Yes.
See, according to Job Street in 2016, right? Okay, one of the studies revealed that employers hired new graduates based on good attitudes. For example, punctuality. You know what punctuality is?
Yes.
You know, right? Now, employers do not want employees to put off doing their work. Do you see? This sentence shows what punctuality means in the workplace. Procrastination is clearly not a good attribute, not a good sifat in the workplace. Do you see that this first point is ideal, is very good to connect with the previous section on the introduction class? Hello? Do you see that's connected class?
Yes.
Yes.
See, procrastination is clearly not a good attribute in the workplace. Why? It can cause failures. Right. Failures in meeting deadlines. It can cause decreased self-esteem, and it can failures. It can risk losing jobs. Okay, so who is this person here? Kugnevets. Who is this person? Isn't he a researcher class?
Yes.
You see?
Yes, madam.
Good. So since connection between universities and workplace, since universities prepare students for the job market, it is important that the students understand that that procrastination is a very serious matter, very concerning matter, very serious matter, not just for their future, but it can greatly affect the country's productivity in the long term. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Data from many countries show that between 50% and 95% of college students regularly procrastinate. Right? So this is from the earlier example, Steele and Ferrari. Earlier we saw already, right? So used in the introduction, you can repeat some information from the introduction. Do you see that, class? No need to be totally new. That means you get sections from the articles to put some here and there. Do you follow? Right. So this information is recycled here. Why? It is included here for emphasis, to draw attention to the concerning problem using the statistics from the study. You see, in Western countries, the rate of severity or severe procrastination among university students has been reported to be 24 to 32%. This is by Boca and Yen. Then from other people, right? Steele and Ferrari. Didn't we see Steele and Ferrari earlier? Class? Hello?
Yes, yes.
You see? So what does mean? You can use again. You follow now? But don't copy the same sentences.
Okay.
Right? The information, information can be used again, but don't copy and paste. Reword, rephrase, express in other words. All right? Now. Okay. You see? In the second paragraph, we can see the problem that is studied is a serious one. Therefore, time needs to be spent on examining this problem. Notice that the statistics are not from Malaysia, but from other parts of the world. We are still following the from general to specific pattern. Is it clear, class?
Yes, clear.
Yes, Madam, clear.
Very good. So now, academic procrastination affects competency, right? In tertiary education, in information skills development, information and skills development, which in turn makes fresh graduates less competitive in the job market. See, if they develop a bad habit at university, wouldn't they carry the same habit to the workplace?
Yes.
See, dah biasa. So Malaysia's graduate employment market is very competitive. Very hard to get jobs now, right? And high unemployment rates have been reported among Malaysian graduates for the last few years. And the situation has worsened during the pandemic with the challenging economic climate. You see? It says that it's hard to get jobs, right?
Yes, very hard.
Yeah, more than 250,000 students graduate every year. And every one out of 5 new graduates remains unemployed. Only 1 out of every 5. That means 20% can get a job. 80% cannot get jobs. Does this sound serious?
Very serious.
6 months after graduation, 26% of first degree holders are unemployed, tak dapat kerja among these recent tertiary education graduates. The majority of recent graduates who are unemployed are from public universities. See? University Awam, and slightly lower from private university. Where is the statistics from? From IKMAL, right? A Malaysian researcher called IKMAL. Okay, now, these figures are worrying. Membimbangkan, isn't it right, class? See class now? And JobStraight Malaysia has reported that jobs are still available, but candidates do not meet the requirements. Ada kerja, tetapi tak ada calon baik. Do you see that now, class?
Yes.
Yes, Madam.
As suggested by reports from employers. With the high number of graduates joining the job market every year, employers can afford to be very selective. They want to choose. They can be choosy, hiring only those with the attributes they are seeking to fill the positions in the companies. That means employers are very choosy. They don't want everybody. They only want the very best ones. Right. Employers reported that many of the candidates did not have the right attitudes for the job market, where efficiency and ability to meet deadlines are extremely important. You see? Who are they looking for, class?
Good quality graduates.
Who are these people? These people must work fast, efficient, and so they don't want people who procrastinate, right?
Yes.
You see, procrastination could jeopardize growth and development in the country. Is that right? This is from whom? From Mr. Tam. Right? Not good. So, note that the problem in unemployment is directly related to procrastination. The writers have made the link. We can see the relevance and we can see why procrastination needs to be investigated. Do you see that now, class?
Yes.
So now, clear? So studies have examined procrastination in face-to-face learning environments as discussed in the preceding section. Just now we saw already, right? With the negative effect. However, with the pandemic this year, right, in the last 2 years, right, learning has taken on a different form. From conventional to face-to-face classroom learning, right, to ODL, as implemented by universities to break the circuit of transmission of the COVID-19 and to keep students and staff safe. Right, move to ODL. Now, UITM made ODL a policy starting from March 18 last year and closed the classrooms. This policy has made it possible for students to physically distance, for them to follow the SOP while continuing with their education. Just now, remember we talked about flexibility earlier? Do you remember the word flexibility?
Yes.
It has created a flexibility for learning to take place, for students to continue their education from students' homes. But since this is a new norm in learning, forced onto the students, without little warning or preparation for this way of receiving a university education, effects are not known. Learning habits, right? Learning habits are not known. It is not known. You see or not? So look at this. This is directly related to the objectives and the research questions. It is not known if students procrastinate in the ODL environment. You see, look at the word flexibility again. Given to them. UITM students have not reported or shared their learning behavior. In particular, learning behavior relating to procrastination during ODL. It is not known whether procrastination exists in the ODL environment and the reasons behind it. If it exists, how procrastination can affect students during ODL, and how students manage procrastination in an ODL, and how students manage procrastination in an ODL environment with the flexibility, you see? This is a big key word. In the ODL environment. Do you see the gaps? The gaps means the knowledge is not available to us. Therefore, for us, the researchers, we want to know. That's why we are doing research. Is it clear?
Clear, madam.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So, this week, what do I want you to do? I want you to write the introduction, okay? And if you can, write the problems. Do you follow now? If you can. Is it clear?
Do what, madam?
Write the introduction.
Introduction, okay.
Yeah. Any questions?
No, so far.
You see? So far, I've covered everything, you see? I have covered everything until the methods already for the whole proposal, until the methods, until methodology. So in the extra lesson, maybe next week, we don't even need extra lesson since I've covered that already, right? Next week, we can look at the questionnaire. Do you follow, class?
Yes.
But if you have got time for me, I can teach you the questionnaire earlier, if you can fit in. Yeah, if you discuss and later on you tell me, isn't it clear?
Yeah, madam.
You tell me when you can meet. If you can meet, I can teach you the questionnaire. I can talk about the questionnaire. For the introduction, right, you look at the paragraphs there. Do you follow now? Look at this sample here. This sample that we have discussed here, look at the sample here. And you look at the, okay, if I were to copy this, right? And I delete, you can see how big, right? Oops. Okay. Okay. If I were to copy this, okay, and paste it here for the clean copy, right? Then you can see how long. Okay? Let me delete my comments. All right. So you see if I delete this, then you see how long. Right? You see, I delete all these teaching points. Then you can see how long here, right? This the pink, right? The colorful one is for me to teach you, to speak to you, right? But I am going to delete this, then you can see how long. Not very long, no class? Just a few paragraphs for each one. You see? Okay, so now, you see not many paragraphs, right? You see? I am going to underline and take away the underline. How many paragraphs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
4 paragraphs only. It looks long because I have a lot of teaching points, right? You see? And this one, how many paragraphs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs or so, you see? So do you see it or not, class? 1, 2,
Yes.
Yeah, yes, madam.
3, 4, 5, you see? And then problem statement, 4 paragraphs only, right? So I mark everything in black so that you can see. The clean copy is in black, right? So rather than the number of words, I think it would be better for me to say paragraphs. See now, class? You see? This one looks very long. Why does it look very long? Because of my teaching points.
Yes.
Right? So is it very difficult now, class?
No.
If you look at this example, you read this many times, you see, class? Then you can follow easily. Is it clear?
Yes, clear, madam.
Good. If you have any questions, if you have questions to ask me, always ask on the class WhatsApp. Okay? After this, I'm
madam,
going to look at your work
I want to
and give you
ask,
comments. Yes, Daniel?
our task just do introduction or include problem statement,
If you can.
if you can. Alright.
If you can, because they are related.
Alright, madam.
Don't you think so? You already see, you see, for example, let me show you one document, right? I think from group 1, from this, you see from one group. Let me just open up. Okay, what is this? AP. This is AP 221, I think, this one. From this. you can see this, right? Can you see this, class?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see, you see? You
Yeah,
see?
we see.
Yes, madam.
You look at the side there, right? You can look at abstract, we haven't done yet. Introduction, right? You're going to do this. And then problem statement. You see, look at the students. This is the format, right? That's why I asked you, all of you, to do this. This is by AP221, you see? So these are the students who are in the group. Then you see, they've got a table of contents. Isn't this format easy, class? Later on, you just feed it in. You see? So, abstract, not yet. Later on only. Introduction, these people haven't done. Problem statement, they haven't done. Objectives, they have done. Research questions, they have done. Significance of the study,
No.
they have done. Limitations of study, they have done. Scope of the study, they have done. Review of literature, they have done. You see? You see, look at this. Then what they do is that they just feed into the different parts. You see? Right? And when I make comments like that, class, you see? Right? Then you have to later on have to revise using a different color. You follow now? Don't change my original color. Do you follow now, class?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
You change my original color, then I forget the comments. Just leave the colors here until the end. Until when I say change the color to all black, then you can do that. Right? So because it's like, have you addressed research question 1? Then later on, you tell me, right? Dr. Chai, we have done that. We have revised this. You just say, you tell us. Then later on, you mark in a different color, maybe green. We have revised, right? This part. When I see this, then I'll read again. You revise in green. You follow now? Like that. So like that. See, so then I can track your changes through colors. You see, all these. You see, the work here I've already tidied up. The English is clear, is already correct. You see, they have the limitations of a study, but they haven't got all the details yet. You see, right? You see, these people have done more than you, right? They've done more because they didn't have a public holiday. Remember?
Yes.
You had the public holiday. They didn't have the public holiday, right? Your public holiday was on Thursday, right? So they had the public holiday. You had the public holiday. See, so I taught them more. You see, so you see, now, you see,